Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Jo, this is Joey Sewy, and today we have got a good old-fashioned fabric haul. So this is probably a fabric haul that I wish wasn't happening because I don't have any local fabric shops. I'm always going on about that, and I didn't intend to go fabric shopping, but I had to go over to my hometown, which is about 120 miles away, which is quite far for England, and to see my mum in hospital. Not an emergency, but she didn't want to be in hospital. She had an operation, and a week ago when I went, she wasn't recovering as fast as she should have been, so she had to go back into hospital. So all of that was really fun. Not, that's sarcasm. But it meant that I was in a city with a fabric shop, and I thought, okay, if I'm going to have to drive 6 hours, 3 there, 3 back, I am going to sweeten that drive by stopping off at a fabric shop, as well as visiting my mum. She is doing a whole world better now. She's definitely out of the worst of it. It's going to take a while to get better, but she's doing a whole lot better. So, you know, I'm glad I went. I wouldn't have missed it for the world, but I didn't mean to buy fabric. How often do we say that? But I didn't even mean to be within 100 miles of fabric, but I was. So I bought some, and well, definitely more than I need, because I can still see my fabric stash over there, and it's smaller, but it's not small. Excuses aside, that's the background to how I found myself in a fabric shop, and I'll show you what I got. Now, the first few things are not from the fabric shop. I'll show you those, and then we'll get into where I went. So I have got some envelopes, which I haven't even opened yet. These are, if they are what I think they are, items from eBay. So I buy my jeans buttons and my zips generally from eBay. Yes, so here we go. I will link down below. I was having a look at the envelope to see if it had the seller's name on, and it didn't. But this is the first time I'm seeing these. They're quite pretty. They're not as robust as some I've seen, but let's get one out and you can have a look. I've got 2 different types of jeans buttons. I've been making quite a lot of jeans recently. I got this type, which I kind of read that as a bee or a moth. I can't remember what it was called on the design, but I quite like that. They're not the biggest. I think they're 17mm. They've got the shank on them, and they do come with the little pins that you put on the back. You see those there? So they do come with the pins, and there are 4 there because that's enough for a button fly for me. So I got 4 of those. And then the other style, I also got 4. You could buy them in different quantities. So this style, that one was obviously, that was a kind of pewter finish. This one is a gold/brass finish, and it looks like that. I guess it looks kind of snowflake-ish. I didn't think that when I chose it. But yeah, I quite like that. And again, it's in a little pack of 4, and it comes with the back pins. So they were very reasonable. Can't remember how much. I'll have to put that in the description. I'll put it up while I am talking, because I can't remember how much they were, but they were inexpensive. And also I will put the eBay seller. Usually on eBay you can do affiliate links, but any links that I do that are affiliate, I will make it known down in the description box and explicitly here. So if they're an eBay link, they will be an affiliate link. So that was that. And then also I got, I think what's in the other envelope is jeans zips. Yes, it is. I can't remember what I bought. Just one. So this is an eBay seller I've used before. They're called Zipper Station, and I've had zips from them before, and I like them. So that is I think I'm going to say that's a 7-inch zip, but it's got metal teeth, as you can see. It's got a stop on the end. You can change the length of a metal zip, and it pulls down, it pulls up. Kind of what you want from a zip. But I do know from experience that these are good quality zips, and I would recommend the Zipper Station. Things come quickly, they have a huge range, they are not expensive. This one does have an invoice, so I'm going to be able to tell you how much this was. So it is actually it's a 6-inch zip, brass trouser jeans, zip, closed end, 6 inches, black, £1.85, and I think that's very reasonable. And I think it will have had free postage as well, but I couldn't swear to it, but there will be links. And as I'm saying down below, I have changed actually how I do my video descriptions. So I'm actually going to be putting some of the links for things that you can buy in the description box, but doing a full rundown kind of show notes, if you like, on my website for every single video that I do now. So there will always be a link to my website, which is joeysewy.com, easy to find and easy to remember. So if you want extra pictures, if you want any more links, if you want to go back to it ages later and you can't remember what I said, you'll be able to go to my website now, as well as come back here and look at the description box. But I won't be putting all the information there because it's just not the best place to put information. You can put some of it, but it doesn't read brilliantly on some devices. I can put extra pictures on my website. I'm in control of how it's shown. So I just kind of thought, right, well, that's what I'll do. So I will always put links to my website, and there will always be links, but sometimes actually you'll have to go through to my website to see them. So I just thought I'd let you know that that is a change I have made since the last couple of videos, and that's how I'm going to be doing things from now on. So the last thing that I ordered from eBay was very, very exciting. Although it kind of is exciting because it means I've been doing a lot of sewing. It's fusible interfacing. Whoa! This was from a seller called Fabric King. It's just 1 meter. It's woven interfacing. And let me see if I can find the price. Nope. I'll put it in the description. No, I think it was maybe £6.99 a metre, but I'm not going to swear to that. So yeah, there's nothing special or fancy about the type of interfacing, but I do like woven interfacing over the non-woven. Unless the pattern specifically says one or the other, I prefer this, and especially for jeans where you want that little bit of extra strength, then woven interfacing is going to give you that over the kind of the stuff that's made of fibres and not woven, the traditional old-fashioned kind. So I've got some interfacing, and why it means I've been doing a lot of sewing is because I bought a metre, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and I've just got to the end of that, and so I needed more. I don't put interfacing on a lot of things, but clearly I've got through a whole metre. Well done me. Right, real fabric. So this first fabric is from Minerva, and it was gifted to me. Actually, officially, they've gifted it to me, but actually they've gifted it to Felix, because it is this unbelievably soft fur fleece. It's just gorgeous. And this is going to be an extremely simple sew. In fact, he's already adopted it, but it's going to be a bed throw. So that is one face. The other face is more of kind of a teddy bear fleece, also very, very soft. This is a light grey. It's got a kind of a blue shade of grey, because greys can have all sorts of background shades. So there, this is how it drapes. It is really drapey for a fleece. So you can see that is my hand in it. So it's pretty drapey for a fleece. It doesn't really have any give, so it's not going to be great for any stretch patterns if you were going to make one. So if you wanted to make a sweatshirt, it would have to be a sweatshirt that doesn't need any give. This would also be really great for dressing gowns. It would make really nice cushions if that fitted with your furnishings. It would make a really beautiful lining for a coat. If you needed a warm lining for a coat, this would be really good. So we love this fabric. I had something similar from Minerva last year, and I made the blue jumper. Now the garment I made it into, I showed you that in my review of the year. The garment I made it into, I'm a little bit more sure about it than when I showed you it, but it's just, basically it's so warm. It's quite ridiculous, and but I do wear it on the really coldest days and when I want to cuddle up. So it does have its uses, but the offcuts of that Felix adopted. So when it was offered again to Minerva bloggers, I went for a different colour, and I said, right, this time Felix, you can have a whole piece and we'll make you a bed throw. And basically he just lies on it and turns into a sausage roll. He rolls himself up. It is really lovely fabric, so if you need something like this that is super soft for a throw, go along to Minerva. There will also be links to that, and that will be an affiliate link. And this fabric was gifted to me, and I will be writing a blog post about this when I get round to it. So all the other fabrics that I'm going to show you today, the 6 other fabrics, are from a shop called Fab Works, which is in Dewsbury. Here is their logo, Fab Works. They do sell online, fabworks.co.uk, so obviously it's an English website, English shop. Dewsbury is in West Yorkshire. That shop, Fab Works, I would consider it, it's definitely a destination fabric shop. It is worth travelling. Dewsbury has really good rail connections and really good motorway connections. There are other fabric shops in the town as well, so Dewsbury is quite a good place to go. It's not really a town. I used to live in Dewsbury. It's not necessarily a town that would draw in visitors for many other things, but it is great for the fabric shops. So if you are anywhere near, or if you fancy a jolly up to West Yorkshire, let me know you're going and I can come along too. Not that it's close to me, but it is one of my current favourite real life fabric shops. I really like it. I like it because they have very reasonable prices, but more importantly, their fabric is really good quality. They know what they're talking about. They do have a big home furnishing section, but actually they have a really big dressmaking section. Some shops go too far on the home furnishing for me, and it feels like that's where they focus and they don't focus on dressmaking. But this shop definitely focuses on dressmaking, but the range is really big. They even have their very own range of wools, because Huddersfield is the neighbouring town to Dewsbury. It's not very far away, and Dewsbury, they're both historically weaving towns and fabric manufacturing towns, particularly wool, that kind of thing. And so they have found a weaver and a manufacturer of fabric that is still going in Huddersfield, and so you can buy fabric in Fab Works that's made just a few miles away, and it's really lovely modern things as well. So and they also have a massive shirting section and a huge jersey and scuba and all sorts. I can't rave about it enough. I'm not sponsored. I'd love to be, although I don't think I could sew all the things I'd want to. I'd want to sew everything. It's just a fabric shop I really like, so I recommend it. So what did I get? Thing number 1, in no particular order, I got some denim. Now, I was looking for something in a light blue, and to be honest, that's not the colour I was looking for. I was looking for more of that washed out summer blue, but they didn't have any, and I would much rather buy my fabric in real life these days, because I'm not very good at choosing online. But when I saw the reverse of this, I thought, do you know what, I think this might have stripes on due to the filming, but I think that might do what I want it to do. So you can see I'm wearing a kind of ivory jumper. So it is blue. It's like the reverse of denim, because that's what it is, but that's the side I am intending to use. It is a stretch denim, which again, I wasn't bothered about it being stretch or not stretch. It doesn't have a huge amount of stretch. I'd say 10%, maybe. Enough for ease, but not enough to... Could you make ginger jeans with that? Yeah, you probably could make ginger jeans with that. There are stretchier denims in the world, but it's not a rigid denim. I want to make a pair of Jenny trousers. So the Jenny overalls from Closet Case Patterns, dungarees pattern overalls. They also, in a variation in the pattern, is they have a trouser variation, which is basically the trousers without a bib. And I have a pair made in a beautiful drapey denim, and I always look at them and think I'd love to wear that just as trousers as well. So I'm going to make some for the spring and summer in the reverse side of this denim. So it's kind of like not white jeans, but nearly. So that's that. I got a couple of meters, and I'll tell you the price. It was £7 a metre. It's 60 inches or 150 centimetres wide, so really good width and a really good price at £7 a metre. So the next piece I have already ruined in the wash not ruined. I have already changed it in the wash by accident. It is this green. Now I think the light is picking up that there is a pink tinge to it. There wasn't a pink tinge to it when I bought it. It was green with a cream / white background, but one of the other fabrics I bought that I'll tell you about was that colour. Do I even need to go further about what I did? Yeah, pre-wash. I thought to myself as I put them in the machine, that red's a very strong colour, it might bleed. But no, it's a Ponte Roma, it won't bleed, it'll be fine. It wasn't fine. So if you have a look at the selvage, you can see against that. If I had shown you that before I'd washed it, probably be about the same colour. So we had quite a lot of colour run. Now that's where it shows worst on the selvage, and I didn't have any massive plans to use the selvage, so I'll still get away with it. It's still fine. This is a cotton, and if I'm honest, I think it's showing that pink worse on camera than it does in real life. It's probably a light thing. It is definitely predominantly kind of a forest pine green. There's so that green there is definitely the background colour. It's just that the background used to be ivory and now it's pink. I've been searching for appropriate fabric for the Palisade pants. You'll know I've made them a few times. I like the pattern, but it has been really variable about the fabric that I've chosen as to whether I actually like it when it's made up. This piece cost me £7.50, and I think I asked for 1.5 meters, so that would make it £5 a metre, wouldn't it? That will have worked out. So this one and the next one are both to make more Palisade pants, and I'm hoping, so this is not a stretch, this is rigid, which is what the Palisade pants from Paper Cut Patterns, always feels like a tongue twister, is drafted for. It's drafted for rigid fabric, not stretch, and I'm hoping that this is drapey enough. So if we do the international drape test, there you go, there's my hand moving in the fabric. I can do it in a ball like that. If I put one finger up over my hand, that is what it looks like. So it is pretty drapey. I'd say more than your average cotton, definitely more drapey than a quilting cotton, less drapey than a really drapey viscose, but you can see, pretty drapey. And so the gather at the back, what I'm hoping, the gather at the back waistband of the Palisade pants, I'm hoping won't get too bulky, because this is quite a lightweight and drapey fabric. Fingers crossed. You will find out and see what happens. It is ever so slightly see-through, but not massively. I don't think I'm going to need to line it. I'm just going to have to be aware what colour pants I wear underneath. So the next fabric is also for Palisade pants and was the same price. So it was £5 a metre, and I got 1.5 meters. And it is a brown jersey that has, oh good, you can see that, a snake print on it. Now the print runs that way, and the print has a sheen to it. This has also been pre-washed, but luckily did not dye in the wash. So the print has a sheen to it. It was more plasticky feeling before it was pre-washed. So there was obviously, it's printed on, it's kind of heat sealed on. It's like that, the kind of feeling that a heat transfer picture on a t-shirt feels like. Probably exactly the same technology, to be honest. So when it was rolled up, you kind of had to peel the layers apart, whereas now when it's been pre-washed, that has all calmed down and it doesn't feel like that at all. So it's kind of a chocolatey brown. As I said, more Palisade pants. I'm hoping that although it's got snake print on it, it's enough of a neutral colour that that won't be overwhelming, and you can see how drapey that is. So there are my fingers moving in it, you can see. It's got a pretty good amount of stretch, more than it had before it was pre-washed, because the transfer was resisting it. It's got much more widthways stretch than the lengthways, which is what you want with trousers. You don't really need them to get longer, but you need them to stretch around your bum and your hips, if you're me. So yeah, I'm hoping this is going to make a really useful neutral staple in my wardrobe, and that's when I took the pile of fabrics to the till, I was a bit kind of, God, this is a boring selection of colours. But I was looking for something a bit more neutral so that I can wear patterned tops and things, in so much as I had a logical plan at all, because I did find myself a couple of times in the shop going, do you really need to? And the answer to that was no, you don't really need any fabric. Do you want fabric? Yes. And so on. I was having this ongoing conversation with myself. So I got fabric, as you know, because we're halfway through showing and telling. Right, next piece. Let me show you the red. Now this fabric, this troublesome fabric, not only did it run in the wash, but I've just been cutting it out, which is why there's only a little bit here. And I've discovered on it, this isn't going to show up on the camera I don't think, but there are some really big stains on it. Now I couldn't swear, let me hold it up. Is that showing up? It's there, really big on there. Oh yeah, I think you can see it. Now I couldn't swear that I didn't do that. It's quite possible I did that because there were two patches. This is actually the smaller patch and it's about as big as my hand. The other patch is more like the big of the entire front of a piece of clothing. And I'm sure I would have noticed that when they unrolled it. It shows through on both sides, so it can't have been just from being folded. And they're very honest about that. They would normally label it, so I suspect it's happened in the pre-washing. I'm certainly going to give them the benefit of the doubt because I don't think that they have deliberately tried to hide anything like that. I bought this for the Morris blazer. This was actually, I think this might have been the most expensive fabric that I bought, how ironic. I bought 1.5 meters and it's £12, so quick maths, £8 a metre. Yeah, it was. It's the most expensive fabric that I bought. I did have enough to cut out the garment, so all is not lost, but I've had to do some serious pattern Tetris, and especially with the sleeves, I didn't cut them down on the grain, I've cut them cross grain. Now this fabric stretches really well in both directions, and the Morris blazer doesn't need a massive amount of stretch, so I am hoping that it won't matter. And I've avoided the stained areas. I reckon, I was measuring actually, the Morris blazer says it takes slightly more than 1.5 meters, I think, for the smaller sizes. I measured how much it took, because I've cut 2 out at once. The other one was from my stash, so I'm not going to talk about that. But it only took 1.25 meters. So the fact I had a little bit more than I needed and I was able to do some pattern Tetris means that I've got away with it and it's been fine. It's not super drapey. Kind of like a heavyweight scuba drape, I'd say. That's me going like that underneath. That's on one finger, and then holding it up and draping it. That's what it looks like. So it's not super drapey. So for the Morris blazer, it will hold the structure well enough, but it will also be soft, so it's not stuck out and all rigid. So Ponte is a good fabric for that. And this is a really nice fabric. It would make a brilliant dress. It'd make nice trousers actually. Anything that Ponte works for, it would work really well, but because it's got quite a good thickness, it will make it'll be bottom weight because it won't show underwear through and stuff like that, as well as being good for a blazer, which is what I've used it for. So it's a great colour, love it. It's probably slightly darker than your classic scarlet, but getting on there. Nice bright red. And moving on, 2 more. I might save the best to last. I don't know. I don't think I've got a favourite. Maybe I have. But the next fabric is this fabric. This is a technical lycra type fabric. By technical, I mean that it will withstand chlorine, it stretches in 4 directions, it's got massive high percentage of elastane, but no, I don't know how much, but I know it's very elastane heavy. And it was, my receipt has fallen on the floor now. Oh, this was £8 a metre, so the same as the stained Ponte. This doesn't have any stains on it. And I'm going to make some Avery leggings from Helen's Closet, which I have made before and I love. I have 3 pairs of Avery leggings, and 2 of them are my everyday teaching yoga pants, and they're brilliant. They're so comfortable. I made the high waist version and I'll be making the high waist version again, but I just think this is a great colour. And I'm intending that this is thick enough that it can be a bottom exposed pair of leggings, if you know what I mean. It's not see-through when it stretches, but it is going to be the kind of pair of leggings that you basically use as tights, so underskirts, under tunic jumpers, that kind of thing, because I don't have any other than black like that, or I've got one pair that's kind of very light grey that's not very flattering on my legs. So this is like I think this is sold as khaki, and they did have another colour that they call olive, so I can't call this olive, but I would if they didn't have another colour that was olive. So khaki, it's coming up fairly true on camera as far as I can tell, and it's a really nice high quality fabric. I wouldn't have thought of making swimsuits out of this, except the person stood next to me at the till said, I got some of that in the olive and I made a swimsuit and it came out fantastically. So I suspect once I've cut out the leggings, I might have enough bits and pieces left over to make a swimsuit. We shall see. Watch this space. I might be wrong. I might not have enough at all. And the last fabric. So this last fabric, oh, we just saw it, is rather fabulous. Look at that. Is that gorgeous, or is that gorgeous? So having said none of the colours were quite bright enough, I redeemed myself with the bright purple. So this is a dress crepe, they called it. It was £6 a metre. It is available online. I think all of these, I will, if there are stocks available, I will put links to them. They are not, other than the made in Huddersfield fabric, well, even then sometimes they're one-offs, but they can't guarantee, with most of their fabrics, they can't guarantee that they'll get them back in. So it's kind of, when it's gone, it's gone. You can see how drapey that is. This fabric, the colour is amazing. If you watch my channel quite often, whoops, not the camera. If you watch my channel quite often, you will have seen the purple coats that I recently bought. It is quite clear I am in a purple phase. So I like it. And I am going to make a maxi shirt dress with this, I think. I got 3 metres at £6 a metre, so it was £18. And yeah, I think it's going to be a maxi shirt dress. I'll give you a close-up, if you can pick up the texture. So it's not a very textured crepe, but you can see the texture coming through there. But it is definitely a crepe. And that's that. We are finished with my fabric haul, just the 7 pieces. I think I'm kind of making a promise to myself. How I'm going to justify this is that for every piece that I make that is newly bought, I'm going to make something out of my stash. That is what I'm hoping to keep to, but we'll see. So from me and the purple fabric, thank you very much for watching my channel. I'll be back very soon, and my next video is going to be about choosing a special occasion dress, because I have got a wedding to go to, and so I've been playing around with very pretty dresses. I hope you will join me for that in just a few days' time, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!